working together in Chicago parks, fostering partnerships and alliances. Welcome to Chicago at Play.
Chicago is known for its world-class museums. The Chicago Park District wants to give everyone a chance to visit these exciting places and to learn more about what's inside.
Museums in the Park is a consortium of the 11 museums that sit on Chicago Park District land, and currently there are 10 museums that participate in the Park Voyager program. The museums collaborate together for the Park Voyager program and do an outreach effort to get the museums out into the Chicago Park District field houses and do activities with the kids and with the families.
The Park Voyager program runs several times a year, and the kids get the chance to learn about 10 different museums, including the Adler Planetarium, the Art Institute of Chicago, the Chicago History Museum, the DuSable Museum of African American History, the Field Museum, the Museum of Contemporary Art Chicago, the Museum of Science and Industry, the National Museum of Mexican Art, the Peggy Notebart Nature Museum, and the Shed Aquarium.
So each museum has an opportunity of working with the park for 3 days a week, and the kids at the park have a chance to explore art and history and science and nature with the museums. Then their families have an opportunity of coming in and doing some family workshops with the educators where they explore how to go to museums together as a family and how to better use museums as a resource for educational purposes but also recreational purposes.
Okay, so who was your last Park Voyager?
The Adler Planetarium.
Today you'll have an opportunity to see one of the museums out here at Piotrowski Park. The Museum of Contemporary Art will be here, and they will have an opportunity to do some exciting, fun art-making projects with the museum educator from the Museum of Contemporary Art.
Because I'm with the MCA, Museum of Contemporary Art, their curriculum focuses on getting kids to understand what contemporary is and what the museum does. There's a lot of sort of planning involved in a lot of the current art making that would be shown at that museum. What museum? So this curriculum involves what we did today was called the Dream Room. We talked a little bit about what a space is and how a space can sort of make you feel a certain way. Well, a dream room is your ideal room. If you were to create a room and that room had everything you needed in it, the ideal room. So I give them basically a box with a lid on it. I ask them to trim the lids so that we can sort of kind of get to this basic form. So they do the trimming very carefully, and they cut a couple of corners in so that in the end what they're left with is 3 walls and a floor. So I give them sort of poster board, different colors, so then they can choose their colors for the walls, the colors for the floor, and then also they can add designs with the markers. So I give them the basics, and then they kind of take it from there.
So they'll have a chance to explore art in a different way because they'll be looking at masterpieces from the Art Institute. They'll be looking at contemporary art. They'll be looking at Mexican art from the National Museum of Mexican Art.
The journey to discovery begins right in the child's neighborhood park.
The Chicago Park District has hundreds of field houses throughout the whole city, and it provides a great venue for the museums to go out in a safe environment to do the workshops, and the kids from the neighborhood are able to come to that park district. After the 5 weeks of after-school programming, the families have an opportunity of coming to the park district and doing some family workshops with the museums. And in between those 2 family workshops, there is a family field trip to one of the museums that's completely paid for, sponsored by the Park Voyager program. So at the end of the program, the families will receive 10 free passes to each of the 10 museums in the programs.
To learn more about the Park Voyagers program, visit parkvoyagers.org or call your neighborhood park district to see if Park Voyagers is coming to your neighborhood.
It's great for them to kind of have this opportunity to have access to the museums, and it gets them interested in going, and the parents as well. And it's great for the parents.